fellow scientists. My name is Jesse, and I'm a member of the Saskatchewan Science Center's Go Science Outreach team. Today, we're going to be talking about, as well as learning about, weather. Now, here in Saskatchewan, we can experience some pretty extreme weather. In the winter, we can experience heavy snow, blizzards, and freezing cold. In the summer, though, we can do the opposite. We can experience sweaty, hot heat. We can have big rainstorms. And sometimes, we can actually experience all the conditions that are needed for a tornado. A tornado is a natural disaster that can actually occur during thunderstorms. It's a rapidly spinning column of air that goes from the ground to the sky. They can also happen all over the world, not just here in Saskatchewan. There's a lot to learn about tornadoes. The mechanics of a tornado are actually not fully understood. Scientists are still studying a lot about tornadoes to try to figure out what exactly makes them occur. Now, they find that most often tornadoes will form during a thunderstorm. The more severe the thunderstorm, the more likely you are to have a tornado. Now, in a thunderstorm, you have a lot of different clouds that are mixing together. And as those clouds mix together, so do cold and hot air. As that cold and hot air mix together, they create a little bit of spinning in the air. And that spinning is what we think causes our tornado. Since air is invisible, so are tornadoes. As a tornado starts to spin, it picks up things like dirt and debris. It's the spinning of that dirt and debris that actually makes tornadoes visible. The size and duration of tornadoes can also vary greatly. Some tornadoes are only a minute long, while others can be as long as an hour. So now that we have a little bit of understanding about tornadoes and cyclones, let's create one. All right, so here's all the supplies that we're going to need to create a tornado tube or a cyclone tube. We're going to use some water. We're going to use a funnel. We're going to use 2 pop bottles here. We're going to use some food coloring as well as a cyclone tube connector. Now, the first step, I'm just going to move a couple of these things off to the side. Oh, careful. You know, science is messy, guys. We're going to take a little bit of that food coloring. We're going to put 2 drops of food coloring inside of that bottle. That's all we're going to need for this entire experiment. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to take our funnel, put it on top of this bottle, and we are going to fill this bottle all the way to the top with water. It's really important that this bottle is completely full of water for our experiment to work. There we go. Oh, like I said, science is messy. So now that we have a full bottle of water, we're going to take our cyclone tube connector and we're going to screw it right on top of that bottle. Last, we're going to take our other pop bottle, we're going to put it on top, and we're going to screw that together. We're going to give it all one big tighten so that it all stays nice and sealed, and we're ready to do our experiment with our cyclone tube. So now that we've built our cyclone tube, we're going to make a tornado. If we flip these bottles right over, you'll see that none of the water from the top bottle goes into the bottom one because all the air is in the way. As we spin them, though, like this, we can start to see that tornado form. And the tornado forms because all of that rotation is what allows the stuff in the bottom to go to the top and the water to go down into the bottom bottle. Now, I hope you had fun learning about tornadoes with us today. If you want to make your own cyclone tube, you can purchase one of these cyclone tube connectors from our Adam and Geek gift shop online. You can also check out other neat experiments at SaskScienceCenter.com and clicking on the Real Science, Real Fun online button. Thank you so much for joining us today. And as always, keep learning and keep experimenting. So long, fellow scientists.
Hello, everyone. My name name is Sally Science, and I love it when you send in your curious questions about the world we live in for us to explore together. And today, we are going to answer a great question sent in by Oliver. Take a look.
Hello, my name is Oliver. I'm 5 years old. What are clouds made of?
What a fantastic question, Oliver. Would you believe me if I told you that clouds came from the sun? What? Clouds are made up of something called water vapor. And water, like almost everything all around us, is made up of teeny tiny things that we can't really see, called molecules. Water vapor is created when the energy from the sun warms the liquid water molecules up in the ground and in the plants and in the oceans and makes the molecules in the water spread further apart, creating a gas. And that gas is called water vapor. And as the water vapor gets warmer, do you know what it does? That's right! The warm water vapor rises into the sky, and we call this evaporation. Now, as the water vapor rises higher and higher, it starts to get cooled by the air all around it. Do you guys remember what happens when gases start to cool down? That's right! Their molecules come closer together and change back into a liquid. Those molecules really keep us guessing. Now, this process of the water vapor cooling is called condensation. And Oliver, this is the part where clouds come in. As the water vapor cools and condenses, it gathers around dust molecules in the air to form clouds. And the more water vapor in the air, the heavier and the fuller those clouds become until they become so full they can't take it anymore. And then, you guessed it, all that condensation falls to the earth as rain. And then the sun warms the rain on the ground and in the plants and in the oceans, and we start the process of making clouds all over again. Pretty neat, hey? So we learned a lot about clouds today, and I was thinking, for you guys at home, maybe you want to start something like a cloud journal and go outside for walks and draw pictures of what the clouds look like. Just a thought. I started one today too. Anyway, thank you, Oliver, for sending in this awesome question today. If you have a question for me, Sally Science, I'd love to hear it. I hope you all have an amazing day. This is Sally Science, signing off.